All right, majority of you guys wanted to see review or overview of the recent custom AR build that we just did and some range time. So first, I want to say I'm not sponsored by anybody. I bought all these parts myself. Nobody shipped anything to me for free. This was all stuff that I bought over time. I didn't just buy it in one shot. I would buy something that was on sale and slowly do the same thing over and over until I had the completed build. I'm not a gunsmith. I am not an expert. I'm just simply a guy that likes to build firearms, shoot firearms, and anything that involves firearms. And if you have not seen the video, go up at the top. There's I'll put a little card up here or a link down in the description. Check it out. You can watch the video if you want. But yesterday we went out. We actually put some time behind the rifle, zeroed it, and then we did a 100-yard grouping test, which it did really well on. If you want to skip to that range portion, you don't want to hear me talk, you can go down below in the chapters and hit live fire or range time, something like that. All right, so the cost of the rifle. I know I got that question quite a few times in the comments. Not every piece that is on this rifle I bought right away. So I had a couple items left over from a previous build. The buttstock, the muzzle device, the charging handle were all items, and the trigger were items that I had on hand that I did not buy. So this price is just the components I had to buy that were not on hand, which came out to $1,086. Now, if I were to buy those pieces that I needed, I'm probably looking at around $1,400 to $1,500 total for everything. And the pieces, I didn't just buy it in one shot. What I would do is I would wait till something's on sale, pick it up, wait a little bit, and then just slowly gather the parts. This wasn't like let me buy everything at once and build this rifle. It just slowly over time, just finding those sales and deals, and then finally I was able to put this thing together. Going over the rifle. The B5 Systems buttstock, probably one of my favorite stocks. This is the cheap version, so I think I ended up picking this guy up way back in the day for like $44. But you can find these on sale from $44 to $50 sometimes. And this isn't the expensive one. This is, that doesn't have the battery compartments or anything, just a simple buttstock with a QD mount. That's all I need. I probably have this Bravo stock on every single one of my AR platforms, and I'm a big fan. All right, moving forward, the buffer assembly. This is the Griffin Armament SOB Gen 2 buffer assembly. I have this on another rifle, and I like it. I think it's good stuff. I think Griffin Armament makes quality products, and that's why this rifle is pretty much basically mostly all Griffin Armament minus a few odds and ends. The charging handle, like I said, this one was left over from a previous build. This is the Geissele airborne charging handle. Typically I run two charging handles. It's going to either be the Radiant Raptor or the Geissele. Whatever's on sale during that time or when I'm planning out my build is the one I'm going with. I don't have a preference one over the other. Whatever's going to be cheaper is usually the one I go with. Moving down, the Maritime bolt catch. So this is the first bolt catch from Geissele, the Maritime one that I've utilized, and I gotta say I like it. I really like the surface area, and it just takes a little bit less effort to hit that button and let your bolt release or lock your bolt to the rear. So big fan of that. Moving down, the enhanced bolt carrier group from Griffin Armament. I was looking at their gas pocket bolt carrier group, but it's a little bit more pricier. This one works just fine for me, so we ended up going with that one. The trigger is a Geissele SSAE. As you've seen in the build video, I pretty much have a Geissele trigger in every single one of my platforms. Huge fan of Geissele. Also make fantastic products. All right, and then moving down to the most hated or the most item I got slack for in the comment section which is the A2 style grip. I love the A2 style grip. I've been training on this type of rifle for the past 18 years, so the A2 grip just comes naturally to me. I've tried other grips, and it just feels awkward and throws me off. The A2 style, I love how it's angled. I love everything about it. I never have issues with it, and like I said, I'm a creature of habit, so I decided to put a A2 style grip. Again, I built this for me, not anyone else. Yeah, I'm a fan of the A2 style grip. You can give me a hard time if you want, but that is what I run on all my platforms. Moving up, we got the ACOG and topped off with an RMR on a Trigicon Boss mount. So the ACOG, I absolutely love the ACOG. That is probably my favorite optic. Probably, in my opinion, the most combat-proven optic there is. I could probably shoot this thing with my eyes closed. And just same thing, been using it for 18 plus years, and I'm a huge fan. Got an adjustable RMR on top. The RMR is for 50 yards and in. The ACOG is anything 50 yards and out. So a little bit of both worlds. I can do some close quarters stuff, and then I can do some little bit more long distance kind of stuff. Moving down, the upper and lower are both Griffin Armament. The lower is their Mark 1, and I have no issues with the Mark 1. I know they got a new one out there, which is the Mark 2, and which has ambidextrous controls. I'm just not a big fan of ambidextrous controls, but this one was a little cheaper. There is a big price difference between the two, and I was trying to keep this semi-budget and avoid, spending all kinds of crazy extra money for certain features that I don't really need or use when I'm running and gunning. Moving forward, the Midwest Industries handguard. I'm an absolute fan of their handguards, especially this one. This is their combat rail for their AR platforms, and I mean the look of it, the feel of it. I just love Midwest Industries stuff. I have this on several other different platforms and decided to use it for this one. You're probably going to see this one for future builds. Moving forward is the gas block, which is a BCM. No particular reason why we chose the BCM over something else. I was looking at the Griffin Armament Primo gas block, but every time I check, they're out of stock. Usually you can get those with the barrel when you order the barrel, but they're out of stock, so I just decided to pull the trigger on the BCM. I was just ready to get this build started and get it going. The barrel, I know I didn't show that in the build video, but it's an HEDP barrel from Griffin Armament. Moving down, the Emissary Development handbrake. So I just recently discovered Emissary Development not too long ago. Ordered one of these, put it on a different rifle, tried it out, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I think it's awesome. The way it's angled, usually I run some sort of mag pull foregrip on my guns just to be able to pull that rifle into your shoulder. But this thing is just amazing. The way it feels, the way it's angled is just perfect when you're pulling the rifle into your shoulder. So highly recommend you guys check out, and they're pretty inexpensive. Moving up from there, we got the flash hider from Griffin Armament. That's their dual lock flash hider. I do have a bunch of dual lock cans. I got the dual lock HRT 5, which I use on this rifle and other rifles. Moving back, something you probably didn't see in the video on the previous build, which I had laying around, which is the ProTac Streamlights, topped off with the Cloud Defense little rail system. Didn't need a Surefire. I think Surefire is a little bit overpriced. This one was, for the money, you can't beat that. So a lot of people saw me put a little red piece down into the lower receiver near the buffer assembly. So what that is it's called an AccuWedge. There's a bunch of different companies that make them, but I'll link it down in the description below if you're interested in checking it out. But all it does is just tighten that lower and upper receivers. It'll tighten that up a little bit and eliminate the wobble between the upper and lowers. All right, went to the range yesterday, so I'm gonna roll that footage now so we can check out how she actually performed.
All right, so we're here at the range. Got the build out here. We're gonna zero this optic, zero the RMR as well. I have zeroed this thing off camera a while back right after the build, but it was just a quick get it on target and call it done because I was testing out some other rifles. But today we're gonna spend some time, get this thing dialed in, and I'm gonna take you guys along for the process. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see this, so here we go. Let's get this thing zeroed. It's looking pretty good, so let's check it out.
So here we go, 5 shots, literally all touching each other. Again, this is at 25 meters. So I'm gonna adjust it probably a little down and a little left. Alright, so I think here I'm going to call that good at this distance, and then we're going to transition to the RMR.
Alright, so we got the ACOG is zeroed. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm trying to hurry because we got some rain coming, so we're going to transition to the RMR. Again, this is for anything 50 yards, 50 meters and in. So let's go ahead and zero this and see how it does.
Alright, here's the RMR. I can probably come a little right. We'll come right a little bit and then reshoot, see what we are. Gotta hurry up though. That rain's coming. So it looks like we're right in here. I'm gonna call that good for now. ACOG, RMR, good enough. Again, RMR, or the RMR is meant for close, so I don't need to be super accurate here and take my time, especially because this rain's coming. But looking pretty good, pretty happy with the results.
All right, so we're about 102 yards, give or take. So about 95 meters. We're gonna do a 5-shot group at distance to see how well she groups. I know it's not exactly 100 yards, so calm down in the comments section. All right, 2 types of ammo we're using: 62 grain, M855 green tip 5.56, and then we got some 55 grain 5.56. So let's group 5 rounds of this, 5 rounds of that. First up is gonna be your M855. All right, next up we got 55 grain 5.56. I'll do 5 shots right next to the 62 grain.
All right, so here's the target. This was the M855 62 grain green tip. I remember pulling this one, but here's what a grouping looks like, and that's not bad for an AR, for a 5.56 at 100 yards with the AR platform. 55 grain, a little bit more spread out. I usually get that with 55 grain, just because the round's a little lighter, but can't beat that right there. That's good. So really happy with that, pretty pleased. So as you've seen in the video, the rifle performed really well. I did have that one flyer on there, and I included both because I know there's going to be some people like, oh, you know, you didn't include the round, you have to include all of them. Without the flyer, we're looking at a 0.9 inch grouping, so sub MOA at 100 yards on an AR platform, which I think is phenomenal. With the flyer, probably looking at around a 1.7, still good. I typically look for anything under 3 minutes when it comes to any sort of carbine or AR platform rifle. 3 minutes or less at 100 yards, so 3 inches or less at 100 yards. I am happy with that setup, but it did way better than I anticipated. And I don't know if it was lapping the barrel or lapping the receiver or just the Griffin armament barrel, so or maybe a combination of both, but I think it did really well. Super impressed, super happy with it. All right, so that is why I chose all the parts that I did. Again, and I made some mistakes assembling the gun. I should have used the receiver rod when I was torquing down the barrel nut instead of a little cheap Wheeler block, and I noticed that when I was editing. So again, I'm still learning as I build guns. The build video did way better than I expected it to. Just want to thank you guys for watching, liking the video, and all the support. If you have not subscribed, go down, hit that subscribe button, because we're going to do an SBR build in the near future. Deer season's right around the corner, so we'll do some bow/saddle hunting, gun hunting. So a lot more stuff to come on the channel. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.